What's up, YouTube? Hellfire here. I decided to skip ahead, try this out again, see if it works. So, yeah, I'm back again with Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. So hopefully this time it'll work. Sorry. And, not cut out. Since, obviously, my Danganronpa V3 videos are not going to happen anymore because it's screwed. When I was doing the latest video of Danganronpa V3, it screwed me over. Screwed me over to where I'm not able to record any more of that. So, it's just going to be this, the first game. Wait. I didn't think about my Twitch account. If I can figure out how to stream on Twitch, I might try that instead. But that means I'm going to have to let you guys know what my Twitch account is, which I haven't even used Twitch to stream at all. But let's do this.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
Kyoko's standing right there in the courtroom with you guys.
But
How could that be?
standing right there.
Yeah. Kyoko's standing right there. What you talking about?
No! That's a ghost!
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology!
Boy, shut up, dude.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Ayo, it's Byakuya. Long time no see, my friend.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her, her gloves.
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
Oh, Byakuya, she didn't like that, dude. You better shut your trap.
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. But if I can't prove why, we're going to be stuck here and the case won't move forward. Why do we even have to prove this? She's standing right there. There's no way she's dead. If you go up and touch her, she'll be able to be touched. So how do you explain that? Hagakure, Hiro, Yasuhiro Hagakure, shut up. You're just making the trial last longer. So I don't have any choice but to... But to what? Make your argument. Tattoo on the right hand. Oh yeah, this is after they find the dead corpse in the...
just a ghost.
In the whatever it's called.
Okay,
the garden.
Then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Yes, thank you, Byakuya. This entire discussion is idiotic. I know that body isn't Kyoko's, and I know I can prove it.
That Kyoko there is just a...
Okay, then prove it.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing...
Well, yeah, she must...
Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
No! Let me shoot it!
This entire discussion is idiotic.
That Kyoko... Okay, then prove
it. The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the... Then she was wearing gloves.
Well,
yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
No, you're wrong.
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember?
Yeah.
I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
True.
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
No, Yasuhiro, I think you're the one that don't know women.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Exactly.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Exactly. See, Byakuya and me are on the same page here. Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from here. I mean, from there, not from here. Sprinklers, exploded body analysis, tattoo on right hand.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out.
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition.
Nope, it's not that.
Shoot! If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some...
I don't think so. The face... And there wasn't any description in the...
Well, if we can't identify the body...
No, not that either. What?
Shoot!
What is it?
If Kyoko really is still alive,
then
oh,
who
maybe
died?
I'm supposed to use tattoo on right hand.
And there wasn't any description...
Well, if we can't identify the body...
Yeah, there we go.
No, that's wrong. There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real?
What was that? Okay, these voices are a bit too... No! Oh, that could have been close.
lying. He'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death? This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
Yes, Makoto, what are you talking
The key
about?
to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh?
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Gosh, Togo.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
If you compare the tattoo to other information we have, the victim's identity should become clear. Let me guess. It is the... Is it Mukuro Ikusaba's account? I mean, profile?
I got it!
It's gotta be. Yeah, I got
The
it.
Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is... this game. I had to do that in V3 until that game completely crashed. And I absolutely hate it for that. I wish I didn't do that, because
Now I
I'd be
understand.
recording videos on that instead of this. Wolf.
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo.
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character, which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost.
Yes, it is. Sorry I'm so quiet this, trial.
Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record.
State what?
The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope! There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto?
Let me guess. Me and Kyoko. Makoto and Kyoko. Makoto and Kyoko. What's up, viewer?
You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Where's people person at? I mean, people person. People pleaser at. Hey, James. Hey, James. Did you hear the bad news? I mean, you're watching this, so you probably did.
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis...
Well, James, let's just say that me doing recordings over Danganronpa V3 are going to have to wait until I figure out what is going on with that, because whenever I try to do a live stream on that, it just says that the audio is recording, but video don't record. And normally there's a red on air on top of when you're live streaming, but the on air isn't red, it's gray whenever I try to do a live stream on that. So either there's something going on with it. I might try to do a Twitch stream it on Twitch from now on. So if I do that, I'll let you put out a video letting my subscribers know what my Twitch account is. But yeah, I can't record live streams of Danganronpa V3.
Are me and Makoto.
Exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it. I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock.
So yeah, that's what those technical difficulties are, James. So hopefully you didn't just subscribe to my channel for, oh wait, no, wait. I got 2 subscribers. Did you subscribe to my channel? I know People Pleaser subscribed to my channel, but did you? Because I gained two more subscribers.
So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body?
I thought you did.
Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? When she went to go get the pickaxe.
That was 9 o'clock, I think.
The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
Okay, then it looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. It's probably going to be the sprinklers.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
No? What? Don't scare me like that. Makes me think something weird is going on.
Shoot!
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 9 o'clock. Yep.
Okay, so there's 2.
That's more than enough time. So Makoto, if you
have any objections, now would be...
We've established a time. It took place
somewhere between 10 o'clock.
Yeah, there we go.
It's wrong. Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
Gosh dang it. I miss Kokichi. Kokichi and Maki. If only they were in this one. And People Pleaser and Firewolf, where you guys at?
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong, Toko.
How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words?
Are you serious?
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Oh my gosh, girl,
Man,
calm down.
You're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
I need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence, and that should do it. Don't tell me it's one of those one things. Ultra Despair Girls. I bought that game. I played it a little bit. I haven't done any recordings over that yet. I forgot about that game. I've only done maybe two recordings of Danganronpa Goodbye Despair. But I should start recording those two games again too, since now that Danganronpa V3 I can't record until I figure out what's going on with that. But yeah, to tell you the truth, James, I've watched YouTubers play all of these.
I admit nothing.
What is this?
No! I don't know anything!
I've watched YouTubers play all of the Danganronpa games, so I've seen...
nothing. I hate you. No!
There.
I don't
Hang
know
on.
anything. Hold on.
Oh, wait.
Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No! I don't know anything. Hold on. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No!
What is it?
How can you say it wasn't the...
This should prove it.
Okay, but what I was gonna say is I've seen YouTubers play all the Danganronpa games. Yes,
Just remember
I
what
watched-
the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers.
I watched a YouTuber play Danganronpa V3, but I don't even remember what all happened in it because the YouTuber that I watched play it was complaining about the whole entire game, so I kind of just stopped watching them play it. And I see I got a third view, so that's either going to be Firewolf or People Pleaser, I think.
The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
Yeah, Cinnamon Toast King, that's who I was watching. The dude was complaining about the whole entire game, pretty much. It got on my nerves. I couldn't stand it.
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Yeah. I watched him play all the other ones too. He was pretty funny. He was pretty funny on all the other ones, but Danganronpa V3, I think he just kind of... If he didn't complain so much, I would have watched him play all the way through, but...
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because... while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
so if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
Right. I also watched a stream on Twitch that Minx did. Oh, so you never heard of him until then. I used to be subscribed to his channel, that's how. Oh. I used to be subscribed to his channel until he started doing vlogs and stuff like that. Then I was like, this is boring, I'm going to unsubscribe to him. But then once I saw him start doing videos of the Danganronpa series, I subscribed back to him. It took Minx forever to get... I watched Minx play the Danganronpa games too. It took her forever to play Ultra Despair Girls. And then like I was saying, I watched...
So there's no way Makoto could have done it! I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you!
And then, as I was going to say, I watched Minx do a live stream on Twitch of Danganronpa V3. But I don't think she played it all the way through because I didn't watch the whole thing. Because I was doing that on a break, on one of my breaks at work. So I couldn't watch the whole thing. But apparently she hated the Danganronpa V3 games because she ended up posting a video talking about it on YouTube.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko. ...
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. Which would mean that Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. No.
I'd just like to say one thing.
Oh, what's that?
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
I agree with that.
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Oh yeah? And what would that be, Byakuya?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all.
Although, I will say I watched one of Cinnamon Toastkin's video on Danganronpa V3 to where he got the... I think it's called Love Sweet Key. And that was pretty funny.
And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit. ...
Oh, music stopped. It's so quiet now. But not once I push X.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Yeah, what are you trying
Because
to
you
do?
see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Oh, which one? I don't know. It's kind of hard to choose because I'll tell you my top picks of Love Suite. I'm not going to do the guys because he did girls and guys. The only one he couldn't get was Kaito though. But I'm just going to do it over the girls that he did because I don't know. He did, let's see. There was Samugi, Maki. I'm trying to think of all the girls that were alive at that time. There was Samugi, Maki, Himiko. Kurumi was already dead. I know there's got to be more than 4. I will say I like my top 3 because... Oh, no, Miyu was alive still, I think. I don't think she died when he did that video. So, I will say my top 3 would have been Samugi's, Himiko's, and freaking Miyu's. But my favorite would probably be Himiko's because watching him do Himiko's Love Suite event was super hilarious. But my second favorite would have been Samugi's.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
A certain something at the scene was used to cover the body. Could it have been? I know exactly what it was. The tarp.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did.
Dang! Kaede, Kurumi, and Ryoma. Whoever did those 3 would have had to really freaking go around the whole school and get a bunch of mono coins like before anything, especially before the first class trial, definitely, because that's when Kaede died. Can you even get? Can you even get that key that early? I think it'd take a while. But dang. Hey, yeah, geet. I can't talk worth crap today. Get.
The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us. ...
Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp, if it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body...
Wait. Something's not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. No, don't tell me it's... Oh, okay. Time to get out of here. Body before the Oh. Ah.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water.
But, no. What?
Shoot!
It's one of these.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side...
Okay, it's not that.
Shoot!
By covering the body, the killer prevents...
So the reason that is because the spring...
But the underside, it was totally...
It's because that side, since it was face... Of course it didn't
Get dirty!
No. Yeah, there we go.
No, that's wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it.
Yeah, true. I wouldn't be surprised either. He's probably gonna have trust issues if once he grows up. He's gonna be like, I can't trust no girl. No girl at all.
Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
Wait, two girls, three if you include Asahina. Oh. I think I know who... I don't know who both of the girls are, but I know Asahina. But I was thinking like 3 altogether. But then I remembered back to the first case where I did a video on that. And I'm like, oh yeah. I forgot about freaking... Oh, I completely forget. Sayaka. Or however you pronounced her name.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Yeah. Sayaka Mizano and Kyoko.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
The blood was
What if,
camouflage.
after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers,
See, I hated the first death because, and the first class trial because after I found out that she tried to betray Makoto, I completely disliked her character. But before that happened, Sayaka was my favorite character in this game. She was my favorite girl character in this game. I mean, even after she tried to betray Makoto, she's still kind of my favorite girl character in the game. But she would be my second favorite, because now my number one favorite in this game, as of right now, would be Kyoko.
They then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim.
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
I will be right back, James. Your favorite girl from the first was Celeste. Yeah, I mean, she was in my top 3 pick. My original top 3 pick when I first started playing this game was, it went from greatest to least. It was Sayaka, then it was Kyoko, then it was Celeste. But then, once Sayaka died, I only had 2 favorite girl characters, and that was Kyoko and Celeste. And Celeste was number 2. Kyoko was number 1. Kyoko is Makoto's waifu in this game, pretty much.
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
They got the blood right there in the garden, right, which must mean, let me guess, they killed a chicken. The number of chickens in the chicken coop had decreased from 5 to 4, yep.
A gun! Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
It's awful. They should have at least eaten it. No, they should have not killed it at all. That's terrible.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it.
True, James. They should have.
The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off, but the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
Right.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
Hey, James. I've been wondering. I forgot to ask you why you subscribed to me. Because you don't... do you think I'm funny? Or is it just because you like the videos that I do? Because I know I don't find myself that funny when I'm recording these videos. I meant to ask People Pleaser the same thing, but I completely didn't think about that question before in my other videos. I'm like, I should ask my 2 new subscribers what they think about me and how I make these videos.
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
But still what, Makoto? But still what?
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh, no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
No. That makes sense.
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
Oh, wait. Dang it. Wait. And the suspicion falls back on me again, but why? I will admit there's not a lot of people on my channel. 7 subscribers altogether. Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. ... What? Narrator. Disguised dead body has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
No, let's not do that.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before.
True. Normally, whenever I do a stream, the most I've had viewing one of my streams at once was, I think, 6, and that was on a Danganronpa V3 stream, but at that time there were only, I think, 3 different conversations happening.
That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
And whenever I stream, I know some of the bigger YouTubers, whenever they live stream video games and stuff, they don't normally, some of them do, but not all of them will stop what they're doing and reply, like, physically, you know, like what I'm doing right now, reply to your comment by speaking through the microphone. Like, I know some of them do, but not all of them. Like, whenever I stream, I like to conversate with my subscribers and everyone that views my videos. Now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? We can't let Toko keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. I don't want it anyway. So what to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Huh? Me?
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
Then why did you hide that fact?
It's not that I hid it. It's just...
It's just what, Makoto? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I couldn't be sure of what exactly happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious! Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto.
Hello there, viewer. Welcome to my channel.
Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
And that viewer left. And that's one thing I don't like. Whenever I try to welcome people to my stream who jump on real quick, then and tell them welcome to my stream, half of them just jump on and then leave. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. Yeah, you're the main character. The main character can't kill anyone. This guy's dead body, exploded body analysis, fragment mirror
The
body.
knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really
Yes,
is,
that
isn't
is
it?
true.
I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Yeah,
Just because I
probably.
had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question.
No,
You took
That
that
was
knife
wrong.
of yours and
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
getting stabbed is not what
The
killed her.
knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave.
It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that seals it. Just because I had that automatic, well,
Getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
All them normal people.
shoot.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that seals it. Just because I had that automatic, well,
Getting stabbed is what
I know
killed
that
her,
one's wrong, but
right?
what is it that goes there? What?
shoot.
Oh, failed. Gosh dang it. Yeah, let's give
refuse
it
to
another
give up
shot.
The knife we found lodged.
It's the same one.
It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that
seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that
Was it
automatic,
this?
well,
Getting stabbed is what killed her.
Really?
no, that's
Okay.
wrong.
I guess that's what it was.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies. We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
True.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body.
Yeah.
Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
Oh, you know what I did have noticed, though? James? Oh, no, wait, never mind. I was thinking of something. Never mind, it is basically the same concept. I was gonna say that in Danganronpa V3, that the killings isn't really toward what their talents are, like the other two games were, but I completely forgot about Kaede's death. So, forget that. I will say, though, that in Danganronpa V3, some of the deaths are more brutal than the first two. Games. The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot? No, there's no way that's possible. The exact condition of the body was written down for everyone to see in the Monokuma file.
I got it! The Monokuma
Yeah.
file clearly states that there was
Way
only
more
one
brutal.
stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. I totally forgot about that.
Then the knife.
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward.
Yep.
They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey,
That makes
I have a
sense.
question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
Yeah, Byakuya.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
No.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
There's only one explanation I can think of for the explosion. It is that.
I got it! After the
I
explosion,
got it.
we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right?
Oh, I miss Kokichi. Kokichi Oma.
That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that
Dun dun dun. Find out in the next episode. Nah, just kidding.
is the only other possible suspect. You,
You,
Kyoko.
Kyoko. Da,
Hold
da,
on
da.
a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
True. Dot dot dot. We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. Monokuma, that's all I got is Monokuma file number 5.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Okay, so there's 1, there's
Yeah.
2.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. She was already told.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? Then
That's right.
There's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed
She was hit on the back of her head.
Oh, no, wait, that was true. I forgot about that.
Then,
Okay,
shall
let
we
me think
continue
here.
the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
That's true.
Guess.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't because of the knife. Then
No.
there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that...
And more than that,
The victim had suffered countless wounds
Across her
Oh,
entire
oh, oh,
body.
oh, oh. Nope, what?
Shoot!
Okay, there must be more then.
then shall we continue? The victim's fatal
The explosion didn't kill.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't. Then.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire...
Okay, I used to own all
Then
of
shall we
those and it
continue
didn't
the
work.
debate? The victim's...
Fatal injury has yet
Maybe
to
I'm
be
supposed to do
determined.
this.
Correct?
The explosion didn't kill.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't. Then.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it.
And more than that,
And
the
use
victim
it
had
on
suffered...
this.
Countless wounds across her entire body.
No?
Shoot!
I'm gonna get it.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's
Maybe I'm
fatal...
supposed to
Explosion didn't kill.
Well, yeah.
do the last one then.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. And more than that, the victim
Had suffered countless wounds
across her entire body.
Do that and then use it on.
Then shall we continue? The victim's...
fatal injury has yet to be determined.
Okay,
correct?
no.
Shoot!
It's gonna say failed. I know it.
Then shall we continue? The victim's fatal injury has...
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Well, yeah. She was already totally...
And it wasn't because of then there's
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it.
Oh no, wait, what is it?
that
This?
showed she was
hit on the back. And more than that, the victim had
suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
What is it? I don't know.
Shoot!
Well, I failed. Help me, James. I don't know what it is.
I refuse to give up yet.
Oh my.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
I'm pretty
the
sure I have to.
explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Well, yeah. She...
And it wasn't then.
Oh, yeah.
That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Dang it.
Shoot!
Why? Why?
Then shall we continue the debate?
The victim's fatal injury had...
The explosion didn't kill.
Well, yeah. She was...
And it wasn't then there's only.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Then shall we continue
the debate? The victim's fatal...
The explosion didn't kill her.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't
Because of the knife,
Am I supposed to...
then.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it.
And more than that, the victim
Had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
What? No. What?
Then shall we continue? The victim's fatal in...
The explosion didn't kill.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't
Because of the knife, right?
No, I wanna...
Then there's only one
No,
other
it
thing.
didn't work.
Yeah. That's gotta be it.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her Then shall we continue? The victim's fatal...
The explosion didn't kill.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't
Because of the knife, right?
Then.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it.
And more than that,
Am I
the
supposed
victim
to
had
use this with the countless wounds?
across her entire body.
No.
Shoot!
Then shall we continue? The victim's fatal...
The explosion didn't kill.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't
Because of the knife, right?
Then.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be
What
it.
is
And more than that,
it?
the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire...
Why is
Then
this
shall
so
we
gosh
continue?
darn
The victim's
hard?
Fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
No, 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 no,
The
no,
explosion
go, hit it,
didn't kill
no!
her for sure.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't then there's only.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it.
And
Dang it.
more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire... Then shall we continue? The victim's fatal...
The explosion didn't kill.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't
Because of the knife, right?
then.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it.
And more than that, the victim had suffered
Come
countless wounds
on.
across her entire body.
Why is this so gosh darn
Then shall
difficult?
we continue? The victim's...
Fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
Shoot!
Then shall we continue? The victim's...
Fatal injury has yet to be
Okay,
determined.
you know what?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Nope, nope, what?
Well, yeah. She was already...
And it wasn't then.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it.
And more than that, the victim had...
Suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Shoot!
Then shall we continue? The victim's fatal...
Injury has yet to be determined.
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? Then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
The knife was a cover-up, and all those other wounds on her body weren't fresh. Yeah, so what was it? Huh. The knife was a
Then
cover-up.
shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has
Yet to be determined, correct?
I swear, this goes with
Explosion didn't kill.
Well,
all the
yeah.
other
And
wounds.
it wasn't then.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. And more than that, the victim had suffered.
Countless wounds across her entire
I swear,
body.
it goes with that, but...
Shoot!
I don't know. Nobody believes me. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Maybe that's because I keep messing up. This is so tedious.
I
No.
refuse to give up yet.
I refuse to give up.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
Okay,
And it
calm
wasn't
down.
because of the knife, right?
Calm down and
then
think.
there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Then shall we continue? The victim's fatal.
The explosion didn't kill.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't then.
Oh, yeah.
That's gotta be it.
There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
What is it?
Shoot!
Then shall we
Okay.
continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah.
She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because.
And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered
Countless wounds across her entire body.
What is it? Ugh.
Shoot!
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
No. Okay. I'm back. My controller disconnected for a minute.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to just
she was
keep
already
letting it play
totally
through
dead when
for
that
a few.
happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? Then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
I
And more
don't
than
know. I'm not ready to
The
just
victim had suffered
leave this
countless
video
wounds
here.
across her entire body.
Determined the knife was a cover-up and all the other wounds on her body weren't fresh. Then what was it? I'm just gonna sit right here and think for a minute. I don't know. Was it?
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The
know
explosion
it.
didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? Then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that,
The victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Wait,
then shall we continue
The debate? The victim's fatal...
The explosion didn't kill.
Well,
are you
yeah.
serious?
And it wasn't then.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that,
The victim had suffered
countless wounds across her entire body.
Then shall we continue? The victim's
Fatal injury.
The explosion didn't kill.
oh wait.
yeah.
Oh.
And it wasn't then.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. And more than that, the victim
Duh.
had suffered countless wounds
Why
across
couldn't
her
I think of that?
Then shall we continue? The victim's
Fatal injury has yet to
No.
be determined.
Determined, correct?
Are you serious?
The
I
explosion
pushed
didn't kill her
triangle.
for
I
sure.
didn't hold it down.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't
What?
because then.
Oh, yeah.
That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the...
And more
Okay.
than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire...
I'm down.
Then shall we continue? The victim's
Fatal injury has yet to...
There we go.
No, that's wrong. Mukuro died because of the blow to the back
About
of the
time.
head she suffered.
Thank you, James. I would have been stuck there forever.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power.
True.
I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
Oh my gosh.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon? ...
The real murder weapon. I know this one for sure.
I got it! Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
An arrow? That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kinda weird.
Well, I will try that. Try live streaming my Danganronpa V3 on Twitch. If I figure that out, I'll let all my subscribers and viewers know. I'll put out a video letting you know what my Twitch channel is. But right here is where I'm going to leave this video for today. If you like my videos, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And if you like my videos and want to leave a comment anything you want, I'll most likely reply back to them. Yeah, well, I don't really use Twitch either, James, but I mean, if that's so, I think that's probably the only way I'm going to be able to get Danganronpa V3 out to my viewers, unless I figure it out. But until then, I might just stream it on live on Twitch. I don't know. But I'll leave this video here. Catch you guys in the next episode. Bye.